Hello everyone, welcome back to Rebekah's Reading Corner. I have another ranking video for you today. Today I'm ranking romance book tropes. Going to be going over the ones I like, the ones I don't like, and the ones I'm kind of indifferent to. I just wanna be part of your symphony. So let me start with introducing the tiers. First, at the very top, we have It's a Broadway Smash. This is for tropes that I really enjoy, like, every time. This is for tropes that just really hit. You know, they got that oomph to them. They're like my favorites. Next, we have under that One for the Books. This is for tropes that are generally pretty solid, and you know, if a book has them, I will enjoy them. Our third tier is Go Girl Give Us Nothing, which is for tropes that I just don't really care too much about. Like, if they're there, they're there. If they aren't, who cares, you know? And finally, our bottom tier is To the Dungeon. These are tropes that I am banishing, that if I figure out a book I'm reading has this trope, I may even be tempted to put it down. See, I say that, but I don't really ever put down books. For some reason, if I'm not enjoying a book, instead of just quitting and moving on to another book, I force myself to finish a book. There's only ever been like 2 times where I didn't finish a book. I guess if a trope makes me not finish a book, you know it's bad. So those were all our tiers. Our first trope on our list is enemies to lovers. Now this one, for me, I'm gonna put it at, I'm gonna put it in One for the Books. I really enjoy it. I used to actively seek this out. I loved it. And I still do, in the context of fantasy or sci-fi or dystopia. I still love that. But what I've seen a lot of lately is an enemies to lovers in a realistic fiction setting, and it's not even really enemies to lovers. It's like begrudging acquaintances to lovers, and it's like, okay, no. Like, give me knife at their throat, going to kill each other enemies. So that's why this one is One for the Books and not a Broadway smash. Now, our next trope is friends to lovers. I'm gonna put this one in One for the Books, I think. It's one of those where I am growing to love it. It wasn't ever one that was really in my top picks, but lately I have really been enjoying a good friends to lovers story. So the third trope that we have here is forbidden romance. Now this one is kind of one of those tropes that encompasses a lot of smaller, more niche tropes. So it's kind of hard to put it in one tier specifically, but I think I'm going to put it in Go Girl Give Us Nothing in general. And again, this is another context thing of, if it's in a fantasy setting, it can be really good. For example, princess or queen and their bodyguard. Dude, I eat that up. I eat, on a plate, I'm eating that up like spaghetti. You know what I mean? That is the forbidden romance that I really like. What I don't like is when it gets into the taboo forbidden romance sort of thing, like step-siblings or, oh, you're my best friend's dad. Girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? That is not the forbidden romance that I want. The next one. Oh, why did I put forbidden romance on here twice? That's my bad. We'll just leave it at the bottom. Actually, I I like this one better because you can actually read it. So we're gonna put that one there. Our next one on the list is Mafia Romance. We're gonna put it in the dungeon. If I find out a book has the main love interest as a mafia member, or like the prince of this mafia gang or something, yeah, I ain't reading that. I'm sorry.
Throw her in the dungeon!
The next one, automatically, dungeon. Dungeon. Accidental pregnancy is one of the worst book tropes. That's not romantic. That's not fun. That automatically makes your rom-com story a horror. Not enjoyable to read. Annoying, frustrating. Just all around. Ban it. Lock it away.
The dungeon!
Next we have Office Romance. This one I'm gonna put in Go Girl. Give us nothing. I don't know, it's not really exciting for me. It's just kind of boring. Alright, so next we have Fake Dating. And this one is interesting for me because it's another one that I used to like, especially when I was reading To All the Boys I Loved Before in, I think it was like late middle school, early high school. And I loved that trope. I haven't read a lot of it recently. When it's done well, I think it's very effective and I do enjoy it. So I think I'm gonna put it in It's a Broadway Smash. We have our first Broadway Smash, everyone. Fake Dating. Really? That's a Broadway Smash? That's higher than Enemies to Lovers? Girl, you don't like it that much. And you look so smug about it, too. Like, look at your face. You really thought you did something. No. Hindsight? I don't agree. What were you thinking? Fake Dating. Yeah. Then we have Dating My Brother's Best Friend. The problem with this trope for me is that I just think about my brother's friends. And it makes me want to, like, you know, like I would never. So reading about that is not so appealing to me. But it's not that I am going to automatically scorn it. So we're going to put it in Go Girl, Give Us Nothing. Then we have There's Only One Bed, which I'm sorry that it cuts off the image and you can't really read it. But this one is like two characters have to stay at a hotel or an inn or something, but they're not really romantically entangled. Then they get there and they're like, we need a room, or we need 2 rooms or something. And then the hotel or inn manager is like, so we only have 1 room and it's only got 1 bed. And then the characters are like, well, I guess we'll take it. And so then it's kind of meant to be like an opportunity for those characters to be forced into a close physical proximity. I think it's a fun one. Is it overdone? Yes. Is it very tropey and cliche? Yes. But do I like it? Yeah. Yeah, I do. So it's gonna go into Broadway Smash. Then we have Arranged Marriage to I Actually Love You. 2 characters forced to get married. They don't really know each other. They don't really like each other. But then eventually it just sort of develops that they do end up loving each other. This one's pretty good. The next trope that we have on this list is Grumpy Ex Sunshine. And this one is typically in the form of a grumpy man with a sunshiny, fun-loving, carefree woman. In that case, I'm not really a huge fan because it kind of gives manic pixie dream girl sometimes. Sometimes it's cute though. What I really like is the opposite of that, when it's the woman that's grumpy and the guy is bringing that sunshine, happy-go-lucky vibe. When done right, it's a dynamic that I really enjoy. It's kind of that opposites attract sort of feeling. So I guess I would say this one is going to be in the one for the books. So our final trope is, I thought you hated me, I never hated you. Basically, to explain this, it's character A thinks character B hates character A. Character A then hates character B because they think that they hate them, right? But it turns out character B never hated them. But sometimes they're like covering it up. Sometimes character A is like projecting and the character B is reacting to that in the same way that character A is. The best example I can think of this is the Shakespeare play Much Ado About Nothing, where Beatrice and Benedict kind of hate each other, but you can tell they don't actually hate each other, but they're like playing it up that they hate each other. And then the second they find out, or they overhear that the other person might be in love with them, they like totally switch up and they're like, oh my gosh, I love you too. I love it. I love it. Much Ado About Nothing is like one of my favorite stories. The 1993 movie is one of my favorite movies. And, you know, of course I love the play that it's based on too. I'm sorry if I didn't explain this trope very well, but it's one I love. And it's going in Broadway Smash. There you have it. That's the complete ranking of romance book tropes. Thank you for tuning into this video. I really appreciate it. I know I'm not very good at uploading regularly, and it's something I'm gonna try to work on. But I do work really hard on the videos that I do put out, so I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my content. I hope you guys are all having a great day and a great week, and I will see you all next time.